What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we are returning to Gundam Sentinel. Last time, Ryu, Roots, and S-Gundam attacked a satellite battery. Tensions are starting to run high, and there might be another division like they saw in the Grips conflict. This time, the new decides abandon Pazoon and blow it up. They head to Airs on the moon, where they begin their lunar invasion, and Task Force Alpha is on their tail. So let's get into this. Pashley wants the cruiser to respond, but Cray knows this will do nothing. Cod thinks that perhaps he is getting cold feet since they formed the new decides. Some believe that their actions were just buying time, but now they are finding that the entire Federation is on their radar. Cod says that maybe they should execute some dissenters to ensure loyalty. They might have to withdraw from Pazoon and blow it up. Heathrow is meeting up with the Lunar Orbital Fleet, and they are expected to engage in an assault on Pazoon. But what about the Iano Fleet? Heathrow thinks that this is an oversight just to move on. It will be a two-tiered attack with artillery assault followed by mobile suit assault, and will begin tomorrow at 0600 Earth Standard Time. It's either CDA or the plot to assassinate Giran, but there is also Universal Century Standard Time that they use in the colonies. The Zeta Plus and the FOTS pilots are all on standby on the Pegasus 3. Also with them is a team of Neros. Earlier, Mannings briefed the team. Ryu Roots will head out in the S-Gundam. Crips and Ryu fight before the Nero pilot Chung smacks both of them. Task Force Alpha begins their barrage. The FOTS team took out most of the satellite missiles and made their way towards Pazoon. Enemies move in. S-Gundam dodges a beam blast. One of the Neros is shot down. Ryu goes off target and looks for the source of the beams. He ignores Manning's orders. He found a mobile suit. It is offshore in the Zeku Islands. Ryu could tell that offshore is a better pilot than he is. Luckily, he has the Gundam. He fires at S-Gundam. Alice keeps screaming damage and alarm. Ryu tells Alice to shut up. The Zeku Islands moves as though he knows what attack is coming. Tex West and Zeta Plus comes in to help Ryu, but he doesn't seem to want it. He shifts into Wave Rider mode. They then notice that the new Decides ships are fleeing. They inform Manning, who relays this to Heathrow. The team realizes this is a trap, so they decide to abort the operation. However, some mobile suits ignore the orders and attack a new Decides vessel. On this ship happened to be Pashley. Cod mentioned he wanted him dead, so he probably set this up. On the Kilimanjaro, Cod notices that the Federation is caught on. There is no point in destroying Pazoon now. Cod still wants to blow it up as a declaration of their intent. He likens himself to Moses guiding the Israelites to the Promised Land. Alright, calm down there, buddy. They all look on as they detonate the nuke, blowing Pazoon into dust. This is the light of the new Decides. Air City is considered really conservative, and many yearned to return to Earth. Airs is on the dark side of the moon, so they never see Earth from their location. Because of this, you get an interesting breed of people who have become anti-Federation. Kaiser Pinefield, Ayer's mayor, believes that the Federation is a puppet regime for the Ayug. They became pro-Titans over time, and even sent men and aid to help out the Titans at the end of the Grips conflict. The Air's dome also projects blue skies instead of the starry night sky. Mike Satome is an agent provocateur. He is an intelligence officer who pretended to be a part of the Instructor Corps. His home is Side 3, now the Republic of Zeon. He wants to one day bring glory back to Zeon. Like Char, he took a Fedi soldier's name who went MIA and assumed his identity as a Fedi soldier. Task Force Alpha was spread out from the Pazoon explosion, giving the new Decides half a day's head start. March 10th, UC 0088. Heathrow is playing chess against a computer. He does the cliche where he relates the current situation to a game of chess. If you are a storyteller, never do this. He speaks to Manning, informing him that the Iano fleet may be heading to Luna. Mannings offers him some medbay alcohol. In the Navy, there is no alcohol aboard the ship, except for in the medbay, and the Federation adopted this tradition. The captain admits that they made a mistake labeling all anti-Federation action as Zeon. Luna is defenseless now that the Iano fleet has bailed. Heathrow tells Mannings all about Tosh Cray. The new Decides are heading toward the moon. But the Iano fleet splits off into a shoal zone, having lost 2 of their cruisers. Here, they're going to get repairs before meeting up with the new Decides. Iano refers to the Federation as the New Federation, as he doesn't acknowledge them currently. March 12th, UC 0088. Cray is awaiting the completion of the new Zeku Swai. Cod is always trying to go out and fight, but Cray reminds him that he needs to be a leader. They get a laser comm from Iano. They are ready to meet up. The new Decides no longer has to rely on one fleet. Kaiser allows the new Decides to dock at Ayers. He is working with the new Decides. Their plans of taking over the moon is coming together. Brave Cod wonders if Iano could lend him one of those Mark Vs that he has. Task Force Alpha is still about 2 days out from the moon. 24 hours later, the Pegasus 3 makes its way to the L5 point. With only 24 hours remaining, another fleet is still 2 days away. They have to weaken them while the other fleet can join them. They get orders to launch while Ryu and Chung-Young fight once again. Mannings recognizes that Ryu is causing too much trouble. He goes the empathetic route and tells everyone no one is going to die on his watch. They launch at 0400 hours the next day. COD welcomes Aeno to the Lunar City. They are certain they could destroy Task Force Alpha now. Aeno gives COD a present. The task force's mission is to stall before the Aeno fleet can make it, not knowing they have already arrived. Some Neros go down. They can't get a sight on the enemy. The majority of the 112th MS Nero squad goes down in an instant. Out of the explosion comes a white Gundam. This is the Gundam Mark V. The ORX-013 Gundam Mark V was developed by Augusta Labs and is considered a refined version of the Psycho Gundam. This was commissioned by the Titans before the AU took over Augusta. This can be used by old types with no Cyber New Type enhancements, thanks to the Incom system, which is a quasi-Psychomu. Its wire-guided bits are stored in the backpack. It also has a booster shield similar to Hazel. Other weapons include a beam rifle, a beam saber, and a 3-tube missile pod. It is piloted by Brave COD. Heathrow thinks it is an ambush, then realizes it is the Aeno fleet. They are screwed. Minovsky particle density causes communications to go down. Blue mobile suits begin ambushing the Federation. They launch purple flares to communicate that it is a trap. Admiral Aeno begins a barrage of beams and missiles. One thing to note is that Aeno thinks of Heathrow as a son. Still, he isn't going to lose to him. The novel goes into the Granada Treaty. We know that it kept the no-nuke promise just like the Antarctic Treaty, but it also prohibited widespread dispersion of Minovsky particles. After the war, this caused societal problems and it was labeled as pollution, no different than CFCs. Heathrow thought about using nukes. Ryu in S Gundam notes the enemy isn't moving. They must be dummies. That means they are probably ready at Ayers City. Ryu goes to help the Lunar Descent Team, which is what remains of the Neros. The Neros suddenly get a virus, and their mobile suits are useless. Being a part of the former Instructor Corps, the new Decides found an exploit when sending IFF codes, and they use that exploit to send a virus to the enemy. The new Decides call it a logic bomb, but it is an exploit they can use only once. Chung-Young tried to manually control his Nero. He doesn't know what is happening. Enemy mobile suits approach the Nero, who are sitting ducks. Alice tells Ryu that the logical option is to help their comrades. The S Gundam moves in to help. Zeta Plus and the FOTS team also move in. Where have they been? This also allows the Descent team to move in on Ayers. COD resupplies the Mark V when he is informed that the Earth home fleet is on their way. Only 10 of the 30 mobile suits remain. Things aren't looking good for Task Force Alpha. Alice begins wondering what is the purpose to war. Uh-oh, the AI is becoming existential. That is when the Earth home fleet moves in to support. Heathrow thought they were all dead men. The home fleet is the vanguard of the Federation fleet. 0800 March 14th. The Neros are going to have to revert to an old build to get up and running for Operation Eagle Fall. March 17th, Task Force Alpha and Task Force Beta are to move in on Air City while the home fleet takes on the Aeno fleet. The operation begins. COD's ship is hit. He assumed they would take out the Aeno fleet before directly attacking them. It is a concentrated attack directly on him. They have to abandon ship. COD decides to head out in battle. He is tired of being a leader, so he leaves Cray in command. Cray evacuates in the Zeku Swai. The RMS 142 Zeku Swai is the upgraded version of the Zeku Eins. It has a mount system that allows it to carry twice as much armaments as the Eins. It also has more hardpoints for additional rack storage. The 4 subarms helps with the weapons management. The one downfall is that this is a heavy unit. It has an array of thrusters to compensate for the weight. Weapons include a beam saber, 16mm Vulcans, a Sturm Faust, 3 missile pods, a 120mm machine gun, and a long-range beam smart gun. Offshore is heading towards Ayers ahead of COD and Cray. He is in command of a small group, mainly former Titans and some students from the military academy. They call themselves the White Force. The drop team, along with S Gundam and Zeta Pluses, make their descent onto the moon. One unit snipes at them as they make their descent. They fire their beam cannons back at the enemy mobile suits. The White Force watches this all go down. Offshore thinks about new types and how they are prioritized in the military now. He wonders if hard work and perseverance will no longer matter. Oh no, they took their jobs! And that will do it for this episode. Pazoon is officially no more, but the new Decides fit in quite well on the moon. However, they have the entire Earth home fleet up their asses, so it might not end well for them. Also, we are only 90 pages into this story out of 200, and we already made 4 videos. This is so much denser than Frozen Teardrop. Next time, the Battle of Ayers will take place. Ryu will fight against COD. and Alice will make some interesting choices while the two fight. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, it's not a good sign if you have the Earth home fleet after you. Peace.